Alright, so now that Kaguya Otsutsuki is seemingly the final villain in Naruto, as of what we know right now, definitely I have some expectations regarding this fight that she's going to have with Naruto and Sasuke, and ultimately for the character herself as well. There's some things that I definitely want to see be accomplished. For starters, with this particular villain, similar to Madara up until this point, I don't want to see her turn, like, oh no, for the good. She is basically a psychotic nut job that just wants all this chakra, cries when she sees people that look like a kid. So definitely I don't want within this fight for at the very end Naruto to try to talk some sense into her and change her ways. Like, I want her to go out as an extremely psychotic nut job that just wanted all the chakra. Her son, so to speak, did a lot of different things in the past to lead to these points. I don't want a turnaround for the character. I mean, we've had a couple different ones like Obito and stuff like that where they change for the better, but with this character, I want her to go out in a blaze of glory. And that's another thing. I definitely want to see her be a lot more badass than any other character, because this is the first female villain that is truly of this nature in Naruto. So I want to see her just completely dominate. I want Naruto and Sasuke, when they finally do defeat her, because at the end of the day, we know Kaguya ain't gonna defeat them and rule the universe. The Shinobi world is run by Kaguya Otsutsuki for all eternity. I definitely want the way she goes out to be in like a blaze of glory. One of them gets near fatal injury in a sense of like they lose a limb or something. I definitely want her to have a strong impact regarding whatever she does. Maybe she lifts Kakashi up in the air and makes him explode or something like that. Not that I want Kakashi to die, but I really want her to have a very strong impact, so at the very least I can acknowledge while, she came kind of in a sense out of nowhere as the final villain. To a small degree, again, it's been built up, Black Zetsu did all these things, but I'm referring to just kind of going from Madara to her. I want her to have a strong impact, and that's one of the things I want in this Naruto and Sasuke versus Kaguya Otsutsuki final fight. I want her to have everlasting damage, regardless of what it may be. Maybe she cracks the world in half, maybe she engulfs some of the world into lava. I want something big to come out of this one. Now, the stakes have been higher than ever at this particular point. We have Naruto and Sasuke with the Sage of Six Paths power. They have, Rinnegan. They have all different sorts of techniques. Naruto can fly. Sasuke can use Susanoo to fly. So I want her to match them, but even greater. I want her capabilities to just be shown that she is just like, she could disappear in one way and disappear in another. Like, how awesome would it be if Kaguya Otsutsuki had nearly every shinobi ability that ever existed and could utilize it? Because if she is basically the foundation of everything, if she is pretty much what started, and chakra kind of started from the tree, went to her, and then went to everyone else, it would be interesting to see if she knew, for the most part, nearly every dojutsu and every jutsu you could possibly think of. Like, what about if she had the powers of like what Obito could do? She could teleport from dimension to another. What if she can use abilities like the Raikage, a lot of these different techniques? Because if she is basically the mother of everything in a sense, then there's a huge possibility she could do that, and that would be epic as hell. I mean, she already has the Byakugan. She pretty much has the Rinne Sharingan as well. So at this point, you can definitely see that she's going to have the best of it all. And Naruto and Sasuke at this particular point are struggling in their battle against her. So I think that it would be epic as fuck if she had every jutsu known to man and could utilize it in this battle. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the fact that the Byakugan is finally getting shine again. It's been a long time since it's been this big of a thing in the story and this big of a threat, so to speak. So yeah, just throwing that in there. And I think at this particular point, it's inevitable that Naruto and Sasuke is going to do one gigantic combination attack, even more so than what they did when they did the combination of Susanoo and Rasengan or Rasen Shuriken and all that stuff. I think at this particular point, possibly, even though I don't want to see it, I definitely see that they're going to have to do the hand-holding thing, which, in a sense, I guess it kind of, if you want to compare it to something, because a lot of people are going to say, gay, yaoi, which it does pretty much sound a little bit strange at the very least. Oh, holding hands is the way to defeat her, which I don't want that to be her defeat. I know they'll probably do it at some particular point, and I guess, in a way, Kishimoto been hinting about the hand-holding thing since the beginning of the series of, like, friendship and stuff like that. But with combining the moon and the sun, combining it, that can be a very strong technique. I mean, that can be something to slow her down, but I definitely don't want the end of the fight and the end of the series. This is my expectations. I don't want that to be how Kaguya Otsutsuki, seemingly the final villain, to be put down by holding hands. Just no. Also, within this fight, I want to see every possibility that the Rinnegan can use, because, I mean, throughout most of the use of the Rinnegan, nobody's really utilized it to its full potential. I mean, Madara, he's just been chilling. Like, Madara didn't even need Rinnegan, let's be honest here. He was a god without it. So, him having Rinnegan, he didn't really use it to its full potential. Obito didn't do jack shit with it. Nagato used it to a certain degree, but I wanted this particular fight, especially Sasuke having that shotting Rinnegan, Sharingan, whatever you want to call it. I want to see the full potential maxed out in this particular battle. Again, if this is the final villain, let's get that. Also, at this particular point, I wouldn't be surprised if in one way or another, one of her children, at the very least, come back and have some sort of involvement at this particular fight. Hagoromo, in a sense, is already there because he did give his chakra, basically, to Naruto and Sasuke. So, Hagoromo is kind of already there, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Hamada at this particular point. What type of role would he have in this? Now, if Hamada is going to come back at some given point, here's the way I see it, because I've been hearing some rumors that what if Hamada turned into the Death Seal Reaper? Now that got me thinking, well, okay, if that's the case, then why would he have become the Death Reaper and to, seal or whatever? Maybe that was the only way that they could try and get rid of their mother. Maybe Hamada turned himself into that, learned the jutsu that could turn him into that, and they tried to seal their mother away using that jutsu at some given point, and he was basically left there. If that's the case, then I feel it would be appropriate if the way it goes down that Kaguya finally gets defeated is they seal her using the Death Seal Reaper to seal her away for good, her presence and everything, which could also, in a certain sense, because I still don't understand what is it regarding Madara. So did his body just fully turn into her, or is it like a manifestation based on Zetsu, like Zetsu turned into her on top of Madara's body? So if she's sealed away, then possibly she can be sealed away, but Madara can return. It could kind of like suck her off of Madara, and Madara can just be there, assuming again that it's not that his entire body just turns into a female's body. And I think that would be the appropriate ending to her, just her being sealed away, defeated once again by her children, Hagoromo's chakra within Naruto and Sasuke, and then the Death Reaper, basically Hamada, sealing her away for good, her son taking her away from this world for the last time. I mean, it would be appropriate. I could see her with the tears crying, my children defeating me again. And I feel like that's probably a good way to end Kaguya on that note. Not with the moon and sun attacking. Maybe that could weaken her, but they definitely should use the Death Seal Reaper. And with that being said as well, assuming that he doesn't be like, you know what, man, I'm Hamura, I'm the brother. Since my brother is doing this, I'll do this for you guys. Unless he's going to say, I'll take the chakra of Hagoromo as an offering, which would in a sense kind of take the two sons and the mother away for good. Then somebody would have to use that jutsu. Who at this particular point that knows that jutsu can use that to get rid of her, and at this particular point would make sense to sacrifice them? I mean, I don't see Naruto being sealed away for all eternity. Likewise with Sasuke, there's still too much to go through. Sakura, as much as people dislike her, I doubt that Kishimoto's ever going to do anything dark like that, and she doesn't know that jutsu as well. That leaves Kakashi. Does Kakashi know that jutsu? I doubt that he knows it. Maybe he does, I don't know, but as well, if Kakashi's gonna die, I don't see it being like in that, because it just wouldn't make sense for him to die going along with them. The only one that I possibly could see going out like that, which at this point he should be long since dead, but if he's gonna have a role, fuck it, throw him in this. Maybe Obito. Maybe, I mean, Obito's been around, he knows so much shit. Maybe he knows that jutsu, and the one last thing he could do is use himself as a sacrifice to seal Kaguya away. That would be a good and appropriate end to him, because again, I will state this, I've stated this before and I'll state it again, Obito cannot live after this. It would make no sense, because we know in the Naruto universe they're not gonna, perform execution on him. He can't be put in a prison cell because you could just teleport out whenever he wants. In order for it to make sense, he needs to die. And I guess if he's going to die any which way, maybe it could be that way. And pretty much, yeah, that's my expectations regarding this fight with Kaguya Otsutsuki. I want a badass chick within her. She already looks crazy, so that's good in a sense. Now let's just get some badass things. Let's see, maybe she gets a death or two under her belt. As much as I don't want it to happen, it could be Kakashi. I doubt it would be Sakura, or it could be Obito as well there, because Obito at this point, I think he's just around as a plot device for either a defeat of the villain or using as a sacrifice for some given point to do something to defeat the villain. And if Kaguya goes down, I could definitely see it being that the Death Seal Reaper, if that is indeed Hamada, takes her away, and at the same time it would kind of be like finally her sons defeating her yet again and getting rid of her for good. And if she's not indeed Madara's body turned into a female, then that could leave Madara there left over as well, and figure out what he's going to do next if he does come back. But let me know what you guys think first of all with this fight. What are you expecting? What are you hoping from Kaguya Otsutsuki? Do you think that hand-holding technique is going to actually go down? Do you think that's going to be the final bullet to Kaguya. I really hope that's not the case. Again, they're probably going to use it, so I'm not going to be too surprised if it goes down, but I just hope that that's not the final blow that defeats anything holding hands with friendship. No offense, but Naruto isn't fairy tale. And just the overall expectations for this fight. This seemingly is the final fight regarding, you know, major villains in the Naruto world, and what better way than to have her own children yet again take her down. Which, by the way, I want to quickly add in there, I wouldn't be surprised if after all this, if Obito is still alive, right when they're like discussing everything and politicking at the end, Sasuke's like, oh yeah, I haven't dealt with this, and just fucking kills Obito right there after Obito gives this righteous speech of, you know, the right thing to do, and he's just like, no one gives a fuck. I mean, it's already been hinted twice that he's trying to get to him, so yeah, I wouldn't call it far-fetched. But that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, you can do so as well. That'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.